What's going on, everybody? Josh Engelman here for OddsShopper.com, back again with the PrizePicks picks for Wednesday, March 8th. Now be sure to hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, hit the notification bell so you know when everything goes live. Make sure you're following me on Twitter at Josh Engelman so you can get additional PrizePicks content generally each day. Only got one card in yesterday. Ended up going 4-1. We just missed out on Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, just snuck over the 30.5 point mark. Had an efficient shooting day, so I don't feel too bad, but we'll take a 4-1 all day, every day. Doubled up that money. So close to that 5x. AD, 22 rebounds yesterday. The line was set at 13.5. That is nuts. Anthony Edwards' threes was easy. Had to sneak over the line with Desmond Bane, but Steph obviously smashed 36.5 PRA. We were all over this one. Two very close calls. Wouldn't have taken much to get to that 5 out of 5, but we'll take 4-1 all day. Let's get into it now. 5 picks for today. Let's do it. First up for today, we're going to Boston. We're taking Jayson Tatum over 28.5 points. I got him projected for 31.1, so we're well clear of that number. It's a fun prop to take. It's certainly one that you'd like to sweat. Taking a star player's over in points is always going to be a fun one if you just need to watch the game, but I'm a little surprised to see the line be as low as it is. They're taking on a Portland team that's really just not good defensively. This is a very nice matchup for Boston. The downside, I guess, is that Jayson Tatum doesn't have to play as much because they blow out the Blazers, but even if that happens, I think Jayson Tatum has a hand in it. Jayson Tatum averages 30.3 points per game this season. That's well north of the line that's in this spot, and it's certainly a better than average matchup. So grab the value while you can. Over 28.5 points for Jayson Tatum. For our second prop, we're taking another over for a really talented offensive player. That's going to be Darius Garland. Line is set at 19.5. I got it set at 21.5. So we're going to take the over in points once again. Now, this one feels a little bit different. This is not the same game environment. Cleveland is in a tough matchup against Miami, but even still, Garland's averaging 21.9 points per game this season. That is, again, 2 points clear, two plus points clear of where that line is. Now, if you want to negate that a little bit for defense and for pace, I understand, but it's not as aggressive as dropping all the way down to 19.5. That's crazy talk. 20 points today. Would you be surprised at all to see Darius Garland have 20 raw points? That's not a big total. He just has to sneak over that 19.5 mark. It seems pretty easy to me. When I saw that I had 2 full points above the line, I knew this was going to be one of the props. I know it's one of the scarier ones just because of the low total, but I'm going to rely on Darius Garland scoring here. We're going to take over 19.5. Next up, we're going to go a little bit of correlation here. We're going to take Donovan Mitchell. Now, I know you see a lot of red on the screen, but we're not going to take an under for Mitchell. We're going to take the over for his assists. That line is set at 4. So I don't mind the idea of him pushing on 4. That's worst case scenario. We don't have to beat a hook. So he averages 4.8 assists per game. That's well clear of this number. Again, if we want to discount this because of the matchup, I understand it. I got him projected at 4.4. But when I see this line at 4, this is a line that would have some juice to the over in the betting market, just because you don't have to work. I don't mind the push in this case. It's just not as relevant to me. If this were at 4.5, I'd think the line was spot on. But the fact that you can get 4 and just walk away from it, it's great. He's closer to 5 assists per game than he is to 4. So I just sort of need a standard issue Donovan Mitchell game to get to 5 assists and to win this one. And anytime you get an assist potentially from Mitchell to Garland, double whammy. 2 things to touch on before we move forward. 1, sign up at PrizePicks using the link in the description. Get up to $100 on your first deposit. Put in 100, get 100. Excellent starting bankroll. You'd be up quite a bit of money if you just followed everything that I've done on these videos since I've started. But then 2, if you want to make it even better for yourself, check out our Pick'em Pro package. You see the graphic on the screen right there. 50% off using the promo code SCORE. You're going to get the first week for less than $5. We take the props that exist at PrizePicks, we put them in our model, we put our projections to it, and then we give you the percentage chance that each one of those props goes over or under. It's that easy. You just show up, look at a table, take the ones that you like at the top, load them into PrizePicks, and make some money. So you're starting with an extra $100 because of the deal for signing up and getting that match deposit bonus. And all this is costing you is $4.48, something along those lines. 50% off your first week using the promo code SCORE. Go get our Pick'em Pro package now. Go. Wait. Don't go right now. Wait until you finish watching my video, then go. Next up, we're going to Atlanta, and we're going to get Clint Capela over 1.5 blocks and steals. That line is set at 1.5. This season, he's averaging 1.9. I've got him projected for 1.9, and independent of the matchup, I'm looking at this most recent game. I'm looking at the coaching change. Is it possible that Quinn Snyder's just going to play him more minutes? I don't think he's going to play him less based on what we saw. We just saw him get 32, 33 minutes on Monday, coming back today. Even if you think that Clint Capela is just going to continue to play the same minutes that he normally plays, he's more likely to go over 1.5 than to go under it based on his current rates for the season. I think he's live to play 2, 3, 4 more minutes than he normally does, which dramatically increases this projection, makes it feel so much better. I'm very happy to get to Capela here. Barring any foul trouble, this is going to be a very live one. I'm hoping he just gets it early and we don't have to sweat it, but with the things that have changed in Atlanta right now, I think there's way more upside here than downside. I can't imagine looking at the under. I don't know what would prompt anybody to do it. I want to pay close attention to this one in the betting markets because this seems like a prop that would have pretty heavy juice on the over. Finally, we're closing it out. We're going to Brandon Ingram. We're taking the over in rebounds. The line is set at 5. I got him at 6.3. We are well north of that 5 mark. Now, there are a couple caveats here that I want to talk about. 2 big things. One is, we got 2 things to talk about. 1, Brandon Ingram averages 5 rebounds per game, right on the dot. So while that doesn't seem like on the surface we're going to be able to get a ton of value, I don't mind if we land on 5. Like, a push is not ideal, but we're not trying to beat a hook, and that's very, very important. The difference between having to get the 6 and tolerating a 5 is huge here. But the real reason that I like Brandon Ingram the most is because Dallas is a terrible offensive rebounding team, and you're going to get the bulk of your rebounds from a defensive side. Dallas is 29th in basketball in offensive rebounding. There are going to be a lot of boards to go around. I don't know how well Joval's going to do in this matchup. He could be the person that soaks up a ton, but it's also possible that he gets played off the floor, that he can't handle the defensive assignments when Kyrie and Luka are out there. And if that's the case, you're going to get someone like Jackson Hayes guarding more on the perimeter, which also opens things up a little bit more for rebounding for Brandon Ingram. So I think there's a game script path to a lot more rebounds. And the fact that Dallas is just simply a not good rebounding team, that's what really gives me the value. Over 5 rebounds for Brandon Ingram. Alrighty, folks, that will do it. 5 picks are in. Tatum over, Garland over, Mitchell over, Capela over, Brandon Ingram over. Keep your eyes peeled later today on my Twitter at Josh Engelman for another PrizePicks card. Let's build off of that momentum from yesterday. We had 4-1 yesterday. Let's go ahead and get 5-0 today. Good luck. We're back again tomorrow, doing it all again.